adding and subtracting polynomials today. The big thing for this is you can only add or subtract like terms. Okay? And like terms have the same variable and exponents on those variables. Okay? So I'm going to let you copy that down first. And then we're going to do some problems where you'll see. Okay. All right, so let's look at what this looks like. Okay. All right, so we're going to do our first example. We've got 2x squared plus 7x minus 3 plus 9x squared plus x minus 4. Okay, and as long as you know how to add and subtract integers, this should be a very simple process. Okay, but the main thing you have to know for this is you can only add together or subtract like terms. Okay, and like terms have to have the exact same variable parts, including the exponents. Okay, so for example, on this first problem, 2x squared can only be added to the 9x squared right here. Okay, we cannot add 2x squared and 7x. Those are not like terms. Sometimes I'll say they have to have the same last names. So this is x squared and this one's x squared. This one is just x. So they have different last names. They cannot be added together. Okay, so we can put 2x squared and 9x squared together. 2 plus 9 is 11. So we would have 11x squared. Now, it's really important also, you always use the sign in front of the number. Okay? So here, these didn't have signs, but that was a positive 2 and a positive 9. You leave the exponents, correct. You leave the exponents the same because we are not multiplying these. Because like if we were doing 2x squared times 9x squared, then we would have to multiply 2 times 9 and we'd get 18, and x squared times x squared would be x to the 4th. But that would be for multiplying. We are adding right here. So it's kind of like if Malia has 2 oranges and Julie has 9 oranges, how many oranges do they have together? They have 11 oranges, not 11 oranges squared, right? We wouldn't change that part. So when we're adding, we just keep the exponent the same. Okay? If we're multiplying, that's when it changes. But for adding, we just keep the exponent the same. You really already know this because you, like in equations, you might have an equation that looks like this, 2x plus 3x minus 5 equals 4. And you guys put that together as 5x, right? You didn't change the x to x squared. So you already have been doing this, just not with things that are squared or cubed or stuff like that. So we put those two together. Then I've got a 7x right here. Notice I kept the plus with it. You're looking at the sign in front of the number, not the one behind. And I could, very good. We can add that x with it. And that x, what number is in front of the x? There's a 1 right there. So 7x plus 1x is going to give us a positive 8x. And then last, we've got this negative 3 and the negative 4. If I put negative 3 and negative 4, what do I get? I get negative 7. Since it's negative, I'm going to write minus 7. And this would be my answer because I can't combine anything else. Okay? Because these are not like terms. I cannot put x squared together with x or x together with the 7. I would just have to leave it like this. Okay? Questions? You've got a negative 3 right here and a negative 4 right here. Always make sure you look at the sign in front of it. My boxes kind of hit that negative a little bit there. Okay? Questions? All right. Let's look at number 8. Here, you can write down 8 and 9. I'll just write down the rest of them if you want. Give yourself a little space to answer. You don't need much room. can write down the rest of them if you want. Go ahead and write down the rest of them. The rest of them if they won't. Adam has no choice. I can see your paper from here. All right. Okay, so for number 8, okay, you're going to put together anything that has an x squared. So right here, you've got an x squared. Right here, you've got x squared. Notice I'm including that negative right there. Okay, those are the only 2 x squared you got. Typically, you always want to start from highest degree to lowest degree. All right, so, Evan, when I put those together, what do I get? Just x squared. I really like that Evan didn't say 1x squared because that makes him sound like he knows what he's talking about. But if you need to, you could put a 1 right there, right? Because you got 2 and a negative 1, which is just going to give you 1. You don't have to write the 1 right there. You can put it if you want, though. If it confuses you without it, that's fine. Okay, then all of our x terms we're going to put together. So I've got this negative x and this positive 3x. I'm going to put those together. Adam tells me that's 2x. Is it plus 2x or minus 2x, Adam? Plus is correct because you get a positive 2. Right? And then for the last terms, you got a positive 9, a negative 4, and a positive 8. See. Yes. Positive or negative? Positive 13. Okay. It is especially important that you're good with those integers on this one because you got to do positive 9 minus 4 gives you 5, and then you got to add 8 more. So you got to know those positive and negatives for these. Okay. Questions on 8? Okay. For number 9, typically we want to go highest degree to lowest degree because that's just the standard form to write these. So I've got a 3x to the third right here, and there are no other 3x to the third, so I cannot combine it with anything. So I'm just going to write 3x to the third first. The same thing is true with my 8x squared, right? I don't have anything I can combine that 8x squared with. Yes, Evan? You want to finish this one? Okay, go ahead. So I have my plus 8x squared. After that, what will I do? Okay, so that negative 2x and that positive 4x, what does that give me? What's that? Yep. And then, what's the last part going to be, Evan? Minus 3. Good. Yes. Okay. Right. We were thinking maybe Chick-fil-A, because they live in Wilkesboro, don't they? Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right. Questions? All right. For sake of time, we're skipping to the next one. Sorry, I made you write down. We're gonna skip it though. All right. Write this one down. Adam, your procrastination is paid off in this instance.
I'm running for president 2040. Will you vote for me?
All right. Okay. First, I will not vote for a president that does not know how to add and subtract polynomials. So if you want my vote, you better learn. Okay. You think so? I don't know, that Andrew Yang kid, he was trying and he didn't get very far. He's a super mathematician. And he was wanting to give everybody $1,000 a month. He still wasn't very popular. Probably because it's a bad idea. You gotta have a lot of money to give everybody $1,000 a month. Yeah. But alright, so he was running for the Democratic nomination. He's already dropped out though. He even had a just now, because the Democratic nomination is going on right now. They're trying to figure out who's going to be. They're trying to figure out who's going to be running against Trump in the 2020 election. So Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, they're down to those. Okay, all right, well, we got to do this one or two so we can go. All right, now, this is different when you're subtracting. Watch this, okay? When you're subtracting, it is like you have a negative 1 right here in front of the parentheses. So before you can subtract, you have to distribute that negative 1. With the positive 1, it doesn't matter because multiplying by something by positive 1 doesn't matter. But if you have a minus, you have to distribute this first. The first parentheses is going to stay the same. All right, but the second one, we've got to do negative 1 times 2x, which gives us negative 2x. And then negative 1 times negative 7, which gives us positive 7. Okay? And so then you would combine your like terms just like we did for the other problems. So I've only got a 4x squared here, so I'd have 4x squared. And then I've got a negative 7x and a negative 2. So when I put those together, negative 7 and negative 2 will give me negative 9x. And then positive 4 and positive 7 gives me a positive 11. There. Okay, let's do one more. Oh, let's skip 12. Let's go down here and do 13. We just don't have time. We can do 10. We just don't have time. We've only got 3 minutes, so we got to get out of here. All right, write down number 13 real quick. You've got 2x minus 5 minus 3x squared minus 4x plus 2 minus 2x plus 3x squared. Yes, my oldest one is Hunter.
I think he's going to go to the weekend.
Thinks he also thinks that. He's putting most of his eggs in that basket right now. He might should work on his multiplication tables a little more.
I was going to try to go
Yeah, no, he should be doing better. Okay, all right. You got to distribute this negative 1 here. You've also got to distribute this negative 1 here. So you're going to have 2x minus 5 minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 2. So it changes the sign of everything inside. Minus 2x minus 3x squared. So if you have minus signs, you got to distribute those minus signs first. Then you can combine. So here we've got a negative 3x squared and another negative 3x squared. That is going to give me negative 6x squared. Now I've got a bunch of x's. I've got 2x, I've got positive 4x, I've got negative 2x. So the negative 2 and positive 2, that's just 0, but then you got the 4x, so you'll have plus 4x. And then the last part, you got the minus 5 and the minus 2. That is going to give you minus 7. Okay? Questions? All right, we will work on this some more tomorrow, unless we're out for snow. And then